The reason why you don't hear Helen Hunt's name anymore. It's not easy to gain work in Hollywood, yet the performers on this list have all landed prominent parts on programs like Grey's Anatomy, The Office, Bones, Breaking Bad, and more. Even the greatest performers, though, desire to move on at some time. These performers all sign lucrative contracts with networks like Disney or HBO, much like any other employee-employer relationship. But as you'll see, in many instances, these performers discovered inventive methods to wriggle out of their contracts before they were meant to. Even if the contract is lucrative, an actor may desire to quit for a variety of reasons, from new and interesting projects to escalating tensions on set. A signature may be the only thing keeping a celebrity from leaving. Harrison Ford left Star Wars. Reason: worried about typecasting. Estimated salary loss: $20 million. Harrison Ford was one of the finest parts of the Star Wars saga, yet he allegedly wanted out because he was concerned that his position as Han Solo would cause him to be typecast. He was worried that he would only be cast in tough guy action hero roles. His Indiana Jones roles demonstrated that he had overcome his aversion to typecasting, and he did temporarily return to the series. He offered the idea of appearing as Han Solo in The Rise of Skywalker, but only on the condition that he not be featured in the credits or previews, making his arrival a complete surprise. Ford departed Star Wars to become one of Hollywood's most recognizable figures, starring in films like Blade Runner. It could have gone differently for Harrison, but the Force certainly persisted with him long after he left the club, earning him millions of dollars. Patrick Dempsey left Grey's Anatomy. Reason: wanted to focus on his family and racing. Estimated salary loss: $400,000 per episode. Patrick Dempsey discussed his desire to depart Grey's Anatomy in a People magazine interview in 2019. Dempsey rose to prominence as the show's gorgeous Derek. He apparently requested to depart in order to devote more time with his family and his racing career. According to People, Dempsey probably should have moved on a few seasons ago. He said that he and show creator Shonda Rhimes had no bad feelings and that the choice was amicable. Dempsey's departure from Grey's Anatomy was termed as the end of a chapter in his life. Fans were disappointed to see Dempsey's character go at a time when Derek and Meredith seemed to be happy. Derek's departure did, however, open up the plot for more drama, which is what the program's all about. Sasha Alexander left NCIS. Reason: the work was too hard. Estimated salary loss: $100,000 per episode. Sasha Alexander, Caitlin Todd on NCIS, quit for the same reason Ruby Rose left the Batwoman series. The job was too demanding. Producers remember Alexander just explaining that her schedule for NCIS was too physically and psychologically taxing for her to continue. Alexander was fired from the program. The network's stated reason for her character's departure was that she was released from her contract to pursue other opportunities. Alexander said in an interview with TV Guide that she had no regrets about quitting the show. It doesn't seem simple to say goodbye to $100,000 every episode, so Alexander must have had a miserable experience on the show. Fortunately for supporters, her work was still flawless, and viewers would never have suspected she was having a difficult time. Steve Carell left The Office. Reason: NBC didn't renew his contract. Estimated salary loss: $175,000 per episode. When Michael Scott, portrayed by Steve Carell, departed the show, it created a big hole that contributed to dwindling ratings and the program's cancellation following Season 9. Carell quit the show in Season 7, and it was assumed that he left to concentrate on his film career. A new book that came out in 2020 indicates that this wasn't the case. His contract with NBC had apparently expired. He requested a raise, but NBC refused to extend his contract. NBC assumed the program would continue without Michael Scott at the time, but it ended up losing a lot of viewers. It's tough to see how NBC believed the program would survive without its biggest draw. Despite the fact that the rest of the ensemble was unquestionably entertaining, Carell added a certain type of enchantment to The Office that cannot be ignored. At the very least, we had him for 7 seasons. Leonard Nimoy left Star Trek. Reason: he lost interest and wanted to pursue other projects. Estimated salary loss: $2.5 million per franchise movie. Leonard Nimoy's departure from the renowned NBC series Star Trek was recently discussed by William Shatner. Nimoy directed his own death scene in Wrath of Khan and personally managed his last arc as Dr. Spock. However, none of Nimoy's castmates were aware that he had intended to depart the series permanently at the moment. Nicholas Meyer, the director of the Comcast NBC series, and one of the few persons who knew of Nimoy's departure, together with Harve Bennett, said that Nimoy departed because he was ambivalent about the role and wanted to move on. However, there are no bitter feelings, as Shatner said that their friendship is all great. When Spock left the program, it was a sad day for Trekkies worldwide, but his legacy lives on in the various other spin-off series and movies. Nimoy may have departed, but Spock was never completely gone. That was way too strong for his character. John Francis Daly left Bones. Reason: new project, directing his own screenplay. Estimated salary loss: $30,000 to $40,000 per episode. For 7 years on the famous crime show Bones, John Francis Daly portrayed Lance Sweets. Sweets was on the brink of having a child with his girlfriend Daisy when he was murdered in the show's season 10 premiere. He'd become very interested in the FBI scheme. Fans were heartbroken by Daly's departure from the Fox series, but what they may not realize is that Daly requested that the program be canceled. Daly is a talented comic writer. He authored Horrible Bosses, The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, and others, who wanted to direct one of his own scripts. That seems like a good enough cause to say goodbye to a lucrative role. Daly is believed to be worth $3 million, but his wealth is expected to expand if he continues to produce great films. But that doesn't mean we don't miss Sweets. Christopher Maloney left Law Order SVU. Reason: contract negotiations fell through. Estimated salary loss: $400,000 per episode. Elliot Stabler, portrayed by Christopher Maloney, was suddenly written off Law Order SVU after a violent demise. The on-screen drama, however, was caused by straightforward contract discussions that didn't end well. Maloney started negotiating for a better wage at the start of season 12, but the network refused to meet him halfway. As a result, Maloney's character was written off during the finale. But don't worry, Law & Order fans, Stabler finally returned to the franchise. Salary may be a source of conflict in large programs, leading to heated discussions and threats of departure. In this scenario, Maloney called the network's bluff and opted to leave after not receiving the contract he desired. We're simply relieved he returned. Justin Chambers left Grey's Anatomy. Reason: wanted to diversify his acting roles. Estimated salary loss: $125,000 per episode. Justin Chambers, who had been on Grey's Anatomy for 15 years, also left the program. Chambers' departure occurred in early 2020, and he said that there was no good time to go since Grey's Anatomy has defined his life for the greater part of 2 decades. Chambers reportedly quit because he wanted to broaden his acting career. He desired fresh roles that were not centered on medical drama. ABC confirms to CNN that he'll be leaving the network. Fans were disappointed to see him depart, and his last appearance was in the episode My Shot, which aired in November of 2019. Alex Carell has been at the center of many major plotlines and was one of the few surviving original characters. Fans were understandably saddened to see him go, but 15 years is a long time to be committed to any endeavor. Nina Dobrev left The Vampire Diaries. Reason: felt the character had run her course. Estimated salary loss: $40,000 per episode. Nina Dobrev quit Vampire Diaries after the conclusion of the 6th season. Many fans assumed she departed because of her separation with co-star Ian Somerhalder, who portrayed Damon on the program. That story turned out to be false, since the two are still close friends and wouldn't have opposed working together for longer. Dobrev really departed because she knew she only wanted her character to have a 6-season adventure, and nothing beyond. Elena, her character, had finished her journey on the program and she wanted to leave on a high note. Farrah Fawcett left Charlie's Angels. Reason: unhappy with her on-screen portrayal. Estimated salary loss: $40,000 per episode. Farrah Fawcett rose to fame as a result of her role on Charlie's Angels, and she was a fan favorite. Her renowned bikini image from 1976 resulted in her garnering the most fan mail and media publicity of any angel. She also received high appreciation for her performance. Fawcett subsequently confessed that she had quit the program because she was dissatisfied with how the show depicted her and the other angels to spectators. She departed after just one season, making her last appearance in May 1977. Michael Keaton left the Batman franchise. Reason: felt loyalty to previous director. Estimated salary loss: $6 million per movie. Many people choose Michael Keaton as their favorite Batman, together with Christian Bale, and his classic depiction of the dark superhero in Batman Returns earned him tremendous accolades. However, once director Tim Burton was removed for the third feature, Batman Forever, Keaton hung up the Bat cape. The Batman series was later taken up by the director Joel Schumacher. Keaton chose to entrust the job to another actor out of reverence for Burton's original idea of the Bat, and therefore Val Kilmer memorably stepped in to answer the Bat signal. Helen Hunt left Mad About You. Reason: unknown. Estimated salary loss: $1 million per episode. Helen Hunt isn't as active in the business these days, but she was a regular on the successful sitcom Mad About You in the 1990s. Hunt played alongside Paul Reiser for 8 seasons until saying goodbye to her role in 1999. Given the show's popularity, viewers didn't expect it to end, or for the performers to voluntarily walk away from $1 million per episode. Mad About You seems to have ended naturally, but Helen was also acting in Hollywood blockbusters at the time, resulting in a very full and stressful schedule, and possibly a bit less time for small-screen endeavors. She earned an Oscar for her performance in As Good as It Gets 2 years before the show's end. Tom Selleck left Magnum P.I. Reason: was tired from the show. Estimated salary loss: $500,000 per episode. Tom Selleck is one of Hollywood's longest-running actors, with a career spanning decades. Many fans may remember him from his police procedural Blue Bloods, but he's also well known for his role as Magnum P.I. on the drama Magnum P.I. He resigned from Magnum P.I. because he was tired of it. Selleck said that he wasn't weary of or disliked the program, he just wanted a break. He can now enjoy all the R&R he wants since he owns a 65-acre ranch in Ventura, California, far from the hustle and bustle of Hollywood.